Hello everybody and welcome back to the channel, and I just wanted to do a little 2020 wrap-up video today for you. And I know that I didn't do a kind of end of the year cleanup, housekeeping, general reads video for you guys, and I thought, well, you might want to know how my year in reading went. And I thought, what better way to do a year in review video than a tier list? Plus, these get views, and I want to get a little bit more views in the channel recently because I've just been doing review after review after review, and you can't really watch a lot of the reviews unless you're interested in reading the book or you've read the book. So I want to broaden the audience a little bit and let you guys in on what I read this year, all in all. And without further ado, here are my 2020 reads tier list. Also, I just want to say for all of these books, there are reviews up on my channel and on my Instagram, Luke_Perron. So yeah, if there's not a review on my channel for it, check my Instagram. I'm going to start off by reading you the options of what we read this year. I think there's 23 books in here. The Shining, It, The Mist, Silence of the Lambs, Dresden Files, Stormfront, Gunslinger, Fight Club, Dead Zone, Wastelands, Shutter Island, The Hobbit, If It Bleeds, Chamber of Secrets, Carrie, Shawshank Redemption, Drawing of the Three, Girl with the Dragon Tattoo, Dune, Dune Messiah, Philosopher's Stone, Pet Sematary, Gunslinger, and Misery. That's everything I read this year. So if something gets like a C, it's still pretty good because there's only like one genuinely bad book on this list in my opinion. So without further ado, let's hop right into it with The Shining. Now, a lot of people think this is Stephen King's best book, but I'm going to be honest with you, I don't know if I'm comfortable putting it in S tier because I just didn't find it that scary, and I was a little bit bored at points, and it was never as riveting to me as the movie. Hot take, I know. But I think they're going for different things. You know, The Shining was about Jack Torrance's deterioration into kind of this terrible monster that he didn't want to be, and him desperately fighting for the love of his family while having to battle his own demons. And the movie was about scary guy tries to kill family with an axe. So no, I can't put it in an S because I was not like entirely page turner reading it. Like I was not all the time like yes, The Shining is so good. But I love Jack Torrance as a character. It just didn't deliver on the scares for me. And for that, we're gonna put an A just for Jack Torrance. It, easiest S tier I've ever had to give. To me, without a doubt, Stephen King's best book. It is an absolute masterpiece of storytelling, both non-linear, and there's a whole fellowship in the group, and it's everything it goes for. Every genre you want to put it in, it excels in every single way possible. The Mist, B tier. Okay, The Mist was really good for what it was, and what it was a 4-hour quick short read. There was no super deep human themes in it. It's kind of been done before, the microcosm of humanity in a single situation. The ending is... there's a lot of debate around the ending, if it's good or bad. I like the ending, but it's literally a non-ending. But I like the characters, I like the events, and I liked everything that happened. So I don't have any negatives, but I don't have any overshining positives for it. So we're going to put it in B. Silence of the Lambs. Was the first genuine page-turner book I ever read. And also, I only started reading this year, by the way, so that changes things a little bit. But, because my exposure is not as big as most people, but where am I going to put Silence of the Lambs? Okay, we're going to put it at the top of A for now. Might move it up to S tier, because I was glued to this thing. I was page turning this. I was reading it nonstop over the course of a weekend, and it was really good. Dresden Files, Stormfront, C. I was pretty bored throughout. I thought all of the women characters were these weird kind of sex objects, and except for Murphy and the wife of that Victor Sells guy. But the mystery didn't have me hooked. I thought the magic was a little whatever. I thought all the characters were a little whatever, but it just didn't really do it for me. I have a review out for it if you want more, but I just think Dresden Files, I was hoping for so much more than what I got when I read it. So that's kind of my gripe with it. But I mean, Could have been worse, could have been better. Dark Tower Gunslinger, top of B. It's much better than The Mist, because I think the B category is going to get populated a lot more in between them. But the Gunslinger was great. It was really good. It had awesome world building, very badass moments. Gunslinger was really, really good. I just think it didn't go beyond anything extraordinary, but I'm really loving the series so far, which you'll see later on down the line. Fight Club, better than The Mist, not as good as Gunslinger. Fight Club was a phenomenal kind of satire and exploration of toxic masculinity in the male image and about society and consumerism as a whole. Really, really phenomenal. Great read as well. Read it in 2 days. Very quick, very easy. It's not a literary masterpiece or anything, but it was a good time. Dead Zone. Enjoyed it much more than The Shining. Did I enjoy it more than Silence of the Lambs? No. So we're going to put it there in mid-A. Dead Zone was great. I don't think I've done a review for that yet. You know what? I got to do a Dead Zone review for you guys. And I know I have to do a Shining review too, but that's in the works actually. So I totally lied earlier when I said all these reviews are on my channel. But Dead Zone was sick. I enjoyed every aspect of Dead Zone phenomenally. Wastelands. Ooh, okay. Frick, man, I loved Wastelands too. Definitely liked it more than The Shining. Did I like it more than Dead Zone? They're so different. That's the thing. It's like, it's like apples to oranges. But, you know, as Lil Dicky says, bitch, why can't fruit be compared? They're so different and so many, they do different things. It's like, what am I in the mood for? A high fantasy, or am I in the mood for, you know, a supernatural tale of humans and kind of a man's inner emotions? As Dead Zone is this real moral and kind of exploration of possibilities, where Wastelands is just all over the place. This just chaos within fantasy and turning the genre on its head. They're tied. Dead Zone and Wastelands are tied. Shutter Island, S tier, absolutely. That is the definition of a page turner, without a doubt in my mind. Glued to the pages. And anytime someone's like, Luke, I want a book recommendation, but not Stephen King, I always say Shutter Island or Silence of the Lambs. These books are just phenomenal, but Shutter Island is, whoo! Hobbit. I know what you're thinking. Hobbit, easy S, legendary, one of the greatest fantasy books of all time. But on a personal level, I didn't enjoy it as much as Silence of the Lambs when I was reading it. It might be objectively more important to the world and to literature as a whole. Doesn't mean I liked it as much. No. And I think it might actually be under Wastelands too. And Hobbit might be under Dead Zone as well. Yeah, I'm doing that. That's a controversial take, but guess what? I'm a controversial guy. I'm actually not really that controversial of a guy, but whatever. If It Bleeds. Bottom of B. None of the short stories in it were as compelling as The Mist, and they were good. They were all serviceable. They were all fine. But fine is right down the middle. That's B category. So, I mean, there's really not too much to say about it. Chamber of Secrets. Get ready for this, folks. D tier. Holy, what a shitty book. I did not like it at all. And I love Philosopher's Stone. I thought Philosopher's Stone was really, really great, because in Philosopher's Stone, the kids are always involved in the mystery, and they're working hard to solve it, and they're really pursuing the case, and we feel like they make a difference in the course of the story. In Chamber of Secrets, none of the kids do really anything to figure out anything, and it all just gets plopped into them and just handed to them, and a lot of it didn't make sense, and a lot of it was boring. But the thing that most of all bugged me about is the lack of involvement of the children in solving the case. Because that's what's so inspiring about Philosopher's Stone. If you're a child reading that, you're like, wow, I feel like I could have done this. And I really could have been involved in this. See, I would love to solve a mystery like that. In Chamber of Secrets, the kids don't really do shit. They just kind of stand by as all this chaos unfolds around them. The only bonus I could give it is maybe the fact that it explores Harry a bit more, what it's like being the chosen one in a school, and there are people that don't like you for it. And also it introduces plot holes into the universe, such as Floo powder, like at the end of Philosopher's Stone. Dumbledore flies to the Ministry of Magic on urgent business. Well, if it was so urgent, why didn't he just use Floo powder to get there? Because it didn't exist in the first book, and it exists in the second book. There's just all sorts of stuff wrong with it. But, Carrie. Carrie is going to be above Wastelands. No, but it's not as good as... Here's the thing, I like it so much, but it's such a simple story, you know? It's like, I might like it more than Dead Zone and Wastelands, but I don't like it more. But I really, really like it. It just feels like wrong to put it this kind of low, but... Because Carrie's... When people say, give me a Stephen King recommendation, I've never read Stephen King before, I always say Carrie, because it's his first book, it's short, and everyone can relate to the main story of, you know, bullying, and you never know what someone's going through at home. Everyone can relate to that, and everyone understands that, so I think Carrie's a very sympathetic character, and people can get behind Carrie, so that's why I always recommend it. Shawshank Redemption. We're going to put it above The Mist, below Fight Club. Shawshank Redemption is a simple story about a simple man, and just about what having hope in the darkest times can do for you. It's a very beautiful tale, but I never feel the urge to go back to it, and unlike the movie, I go back to the movie all the time, but I don't feel the urge to go back to Shawshank Redemption and reread it and experience that again because of the simplicity there and just how straightforward it is. It doesn't really offer a lot of layers to me, whereas something like Fight Club, there's so much to it where you can really sink your teeth into it. Drawing of the Three. I did not enjoy it as much as Gunslinger. I didn't enjoy it as much as Fight Club. In fact, it took me a long, long time to get through Drawing of the Three. But I've really come around to it the more I think about it, so I can't really fault it too much if I'm constantly thinking about it and coming back to it. So we're going to put it at B, because it was nowhere near as good as Gunslinger, and it wasn't as much fun as Fight Club. And it was very disjointed for me. It feels very much like an interlude between the first book and the third book. It feels like a passage to get there, and it doesn't feel like a whole... It's more so world building than any actual plot moving forward. So, you know, I can see why people love it, because some people love it, but I am not a huge fan of it. Girl with the Dragon Tattoo is going to be right above... No, because I'm going to go subjectively. I like Silence of the Lambs more. I'm probably going to read Silence of the Lambs again sometime within the next 365 days. Can't say that about Girl with the Dragon Tattoo. I think The Girl with the Dragon Tattoo is a really phenomenal mystery, and I recommend it to a lot of people. It's so involved, which I love about it. And there's so many suspects, and it really feels like anyone could have done it. And that's a problem with Dresden Files as well. There was like no suspects to be chasing the whole time. It was just finding out information, but it's in my review. Girl with the Dragon Tattoo was phenomenal, and I felt like a detective reading it. I think it's a little bit slow for the first act, but I really loved following along the mystery and learning more about it. And every character in the book, Girl with the Dragon Tattoo, is so lovable. Well, all the main characters we follow, there are some characters in Girl with the Dragon Tattoo who you would like to see, like, violently murdered. But, can't say that about the main characters and the protagonists of the book. All the people who are good are phenomenal, and you just love them to death. I need to go plug in my computer. Dune. Bow, 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 bow. We are going to put Dune in S tier, but where in S tier is the question. Is it better than Shutter Island? Yes. Did I enjoy reading it as much as Shutter Island? No. But I'm constantly thinking about Dune and the themes explored in it, and I'm constantly just exploring that world and craving more. But yeah, I'm gonna put it above Shutter Island just because of how much I think about Dune. I think about Dune at least like 5 times a day. I think about Shutter Island like once a month. So, and just for that, we're putting it above. Dune Messiah, whoo, baby. We're gonna put it right in between Wastelands and Dead Zone. Even though I tied those, I guess this shows that they aren't really tied in my deepest heart of hearts. Dune Messiah is a phenomenal follow-up. It's basically a perfect sequel to Dune and explores the characters in an unbelievable way that you're just going, holy heck, like, the world is getting turned up on its head right now with this Paul character. It is really incredible, and it's almost serves as the true ending of the first Dune book, because the Dune book kind of wraps up its main plot, and it would slow down a lot of steam if it ended with the pages of Dune Messiah. And Dune Messiah is a short read, but it took me a long time to get past the first third of the book, because it's quite slow, because there's a lot of catching up to do since the first book. But once you get into it, it is a beautiful exploration of power, politics, and really just being young and being a ruler. So, Harry Potter and the Philosopher's Stone. We're going to put this one right in the... we're going to put it right above Shawshank Redemption and right after Drawing of the Three. The perfect children's book. Phenomenal world building. Don't get me wrong, I hate J.K. Rowling. She's a transphobe and a terrible woman and really a piece of garbage. But, you know, phenomenal book. Phenomenal book. I'm not going to lie. So, yeah, I mean, what can I say about Harry Potter that hasn't already been said? It's a perfect children's book. I thoroughly loved reading it. I loved exploring the world. There was so much whimsy and wonder, and everything about it was just phenomenal. And I have Gunslinger in here a second time for some reason, so I'll get rid of that. Pet Sematary. S. That is one of my favorite. I think that and It are tied for my favorite Stephen King book. It was the first full Stephen King book I ever read other than short stories. I listened to the audiobook by Michael C. Hall, and it literally blew my mind how brilliant of a performance it was by Michael C. Hall and how brilliant of a book it was. I've said it before, and I will say it again. Pet Sematary is the greatest exploration of the grieving process I have ever seen in any medium of art. It is the perfect book, and it is perfectly scary. The characters are phenomenal. It's a masterpiece. And speaking of masterpieces, Misery. Okay, Misery is definitely an A tier. Better than The Shining. It's not better than The Hobbit, but did I like it more than The Hobbit is the question. I'm not sure. Dude, I loved Misery so much. And it is thrilling. It is a page turner. It is absolutely beautifully told from beginning to end. It's disgusting. It's disturbing. It's more enjoyable than The Hobbit. And I am just unsure of where to put it. And we're gonna put it as a tie with Carrie. I know a tie is kind of a cop-out for the very last book, but guess what? It's my list. I can do whatever I want. So we're gonna tie them. And let's do a quick review before I sign off for you guys of the S tier. It, Dune, Pet Sematary, Shutter Island. The A tier, number 1, The Silence of the Lambs, Girl with the Dragon Tattoo, Wastelands, Dune Messiah, Dead Zone, Carrie, Misery, Hobbit, and The Shining. And then the B tier, there are some strong books in the B tier. B is just the books that were middle of the road, satisfied me. And there's nothing wrong with being in the B tier. No shame in the B tier. Gunslinger, Fight Club, Drawing of the Three, Harry Potter, Shawshank, The Mist, If It Bleeds, C tier, Dresden Files. There were some things to like about it. There's more things I didn't like about it, and it was boring, which is the number 1 crime. A boring book to read. And the D tier is Chamber of Secrets. I've already made it clear how I feel about that book, so we don't need that anymore. Thank you guys so much for tuning into today's tier list, and leave some video ideas in the comments if you wouldn't mind. I would love to see what you guys want to see from me besides book reviews. I want to offer you guys some more stuff. I'm working on a video essay, but other than that, what is some stuff I can get out to you guys that you want to see on this channel? Let me know and I'll make it happen. Thank you so much for watching. If you liked the video, don't forget to like, comment, share, subscribe, and it all really helps out the channel, so I appreciate you guys so much. And as always, have a lovely, lovely day, and I'll see you next time.